Check, check. Check one, check two. And welcome back. We humbly apologize. A little breakdown in communication there. And we're back. We nearly finished. So those of you, I know a lot of people would have gone, but Vishnu will cut it up and add. So we'll just finish off the show. So we humbly apologize for that break in transmission. Rowley says it's frightening. I was finishing off to say that we must respect the migrants. Okay, mass media? And stop playing politics. Stop trying to protect Rowley's incompetence. Kamla Prasad-Bissessar was talking about that from so long ago. And leave that picture up there. Archie, well done. Rowley says it's frightening. He's trying to say that legal ammunition is getting into the hands of criminals. Well, if that is so, it is frightening. But you see, Rowley is trying to push this narrative that Gary Griffith, when he was Commissioner of Police, he was expediting the applications of law-abiding citizens for their legal firearms and so on, and therefore there was more ammunition being brought in to legal firearms dealers and so on. There's no evidence of any of that going out. That's why the Brent Thomas issue came up, because Rowley's instructions, police went after different gun dealers, looking and searching, using warrants, and Devendra Rampersad said, what are you doing? Why are you abusing your power? What were the warrants you're doing? Then they went and they took it to an extreme to go and abduct Brent Thomas in Barbados with the help of the Barbados police, and the impacts, the CARICOM plane, to illegally kidnap and take and extricate Brent Thomas from Barbados to return him here. So this is all Rowley's FUL. He whispered in Paula May Weeks' ears and got her to instruct and allow Billy Prasad to misbehave in public office by withdrawing the merit list. But that going to court, so we will get the truth shortly. Crackdown on gun runners, said Fitzgerald Hines. Hines reports progress in illegal arms trade. Yeah, progress. We see illegal arms every day all across this country. Home invasions, robberies, murders, killings on the streets, day, night, early morning, madrugada, anytime. It is just killing after killing. But the PNM say, and leave up this day, we're going to have video and then come back there, The PNM say that Kamla Prasad-Bissessar wanting to allow you, the law-abiding citizens, the right to have legal firearms at your home to protect your castle, the castle doctrine, and stand your ground against marauding, illegal, wicked, malicious killers with guns, illegal guns coming into your property to hurt you, to kill you, to rape your wife and your children, to rob you and beat you and take your belongings. Kamla says you must be able to fight fire with fire and defend yourself against gun-wielding bandits. But the PNM says, let's hear Senator Sagram Singh, whoever she named, the one who gone off like the tie she brain instead of she belly. Run it. You have it? It load up yet? All right. Well, while you're looking for that, I will talk about this picture. So while the PNM, Sagram Singh Sukral and Rowley and PNM is saying they will not support stand your ground, you on your own, bandits coming at you with guns and AK-47 and machine guns, you must pick up a piece of wood, a stick, a cutlass, a stone, and try to fight against bandits with gun to protect your wife and your daughter. That's what they are saying. But you know what? You know what this is a picture of? This is where Stuart Smallpin Young to sleep. This car was parked outside there. We knew about it all the time, but this was a picture taken at about 3:30 in the morning. This police car is parked outside where Stuart Smallpin Young sleeps. Why is that? Police, what's this? What is this car doing there? Why is this car there? And Stuart Smallpin Young is not the Attorney General. He's not the Minister of National Security. He's not the Prime Minister. And he's not the President. How come when he comes to the Parliament, you have special branch with Stuart Smallpin Young? But I'm just showing you, these cowards, these punks, these mama pools, they stand in your ground with your police, with your resources, with your taxpayer dollars. They get in special branch. They get in police protection to protect themselves and their families from the criminal elements that they are allowing to run amok. So they could stand their ground with your police and your special branch and your taxpayer dollars. But when Kamala says she will give you the opportunity to protect your wife, protect your family, protect your mother, protect your house from marauding criminal elements with gun, the PNM say no, leave all you to dead. But watch them, the bullying cowards. Let me hear Sagram Singh Sukral.
Your ground what? Ms. Prasad Bisesa, you stand your ground and understand that the PNM controls the majority in the parliament, and as long as we are here, we will not support. Stand your ground.
That just goes to show Trinidad and Tobago that
you control the majority. Woman, something is wrong with you. You are controlling the majority to leave people defenseless, to criminals running in from the open borders with guns, riddling people, running in their homes, killing and beating them, babies crying, mothers falling down, getting raped and battered, and you sitting down there talking about you will not allow people to defend themselves from a situation that y'all created, a crime scourge that y'all created, and a lack of opportunity in Trinidad and Tobago that y'all created while y'all sleep comfortably. The people will reject you all. You will not have the majority anymore. All you go ahead. What a sickening statement. The woman, play that again, you know, Archie. I want people to hear the PNM policy is for all you to dead, you know. Let the criminal come in all your house with gun. And all you do the best you could. With a pot, a pan, and a puya. Run it.
From stand your ground what? Ms. Prasad Bisesa, you stand your ground and understand that the PNM controls the majority in the parliament, and as long as we are here, we will not support. Stand your ground.
Well, Kamala is standing her ground, Archie, and she was in Chaguanas last night, and she had this for this Sagram Singh Suklal woman. She stood and she said, Vishnu would have sent it, you have it? Kamala from last night. And she said, I would tell you all what she said, why Archie find it, because Vishnu would have sent it and added it later. She said, listen, do not take on these PNM who do not care about you. As Prime Minister, she will bring laws to make it easier for you to stand your ground, to get legal firearms, to proper training, to protect your house. She quoted from the Bible, where the Bible said, if someone comes into your house, a bandit comes into your house, and you deal with them and they die, you are not guilty of murder. That's the book of the Lord. The Bible said that. She went through all of what she would do, on top of improving all the security apparatus, creating the security dome, giving diesel to the Coast Guard, the radar, blocking off that 7-mile stretch, moving forward and having police army patrols, giving the police all the equipment that is necessary, fixing the CCTV cameras, patrol units, getting the communications back up, intel, moving and protecting you, municipal police, hiring over 7,000 of them, gated communities to protect yourself, CCTV cameras interlocking where you can also get it on your phone so you could be in your house and monitoring the entire neighborhood. That's what Kamala Prasad Bisesa is talking about. On top of that, she'll also give you the opportunity to defend yourself. If people jump over your wall, run in your yard with guns, you could deal with them. Fire with fire, not puya against gun, not sticks and stone against gun. Kamala says protect yourselves and your lives and your lives of your children. That's most important. The PNM says all you stay there and dead. If you don't have it, Archie, no problem. But y'all, you know it. I will put it up later. When Kamala said it, you could hear a whole speech from last night in Chaguanas in that huge meeting. August 14th, don't vote, vote. You know what you have to do. These people, play that Sagram Singh Sukral woman again. And all you listen to this. And when the time comes, vote them out in local government and vote them out in the general election. Listen to this asininity. Run it.
From stand your ground what? Ms. Prasad Bisesa, you stand your ground and understand that the PNM controls the majority in the parliament. And as long as we are here, we will not support. Stand your ground.
All of you people, you will stand your ground. You want to protect yourselves, your homes, your families, your wives, your daughters, your belongings. Stand with Kamala. Good night.
Of Critical Conversations with the Campus Foundation. I would like to take the opportunity to wish you and your families a happy Emancipation Day on behalf of the Campus Foundation and all of us who are here on this program tonight. Now, despite today being a public holiday in Trinidad and Tobago, the rigorous campaigning for the local government elections certainly hasn't stopped. It's fast approaching and we only have 12 days left. So campaigns have now gone into high gear. If you're paying attention at all, there's plenty power walks. It's no longer being called walkabouts, it's been called power walks, because we have a lot of the MPs and the senators also joining the local government candidates on the walks. There have been cottage meetings, there have been lots of events for the communities, and it just keeps, the pace just keeps ramping up, right? It is starting to actually feel like a general election. I don't know if the rest of people on this call would agree with me, but I know it just doesn't feel like a local government election with all the activity that is going on. It is so hyped that you're feeling like we're in general election mode. In keeping our promise to showcase some of our brilliant and talented candidates for the upcoming local government election, we have two extremely popular candidates for making waves in their districts joining us today. Mr. John Michael Alibukas, who hasn't arrived as yet, he did a walkabout today and he's on his way, but he'll certainly be joining us a little later. He is your UNC local government election candidate for Marabella West. And we have with us on camera, Mr. Ryan Diaz, who is your UNC local government election candidate for Arima West, Umira. So I would like to say welcome to both these gentlemen who are joining us for the first time on our platform, but there's a lot of firsts for them because they're also first timers to local government. And I am certainly interested in having a conversation with them today because very much I would like to know what motivated them to join the local government arena and how the campaigns are going. So special welcome to Ryan, who is here, and John, who will join us a little later. I want to also congratulate the both of you for being selected as candidates for your particular districts. Well done and worthy candidates, I must say. A special welcome to you, our viewers who have joined us on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, those who will watch the show a little later, members of the media, thank you for your continued support. Members of the Campus Foundation, I say every week, some of them you won't see here live with us online on camera, but they're always behind the scenes working to get this program up and running every week. And I'm back to two co-moderators after quite a break for Mr. Chris Hussein, our PRO, but very happy to have him back. He was down with the flu for a couple of weeks and we did miss him a lot. So Chris is back, PRO of the Campus Foundation. And the lovely Ms. Shanti C. Prasad, the treasurer of the Campus Foundation. So just for the benefit of those who have never looked at our program before, we have a panel discussion, which is usually followed by Q&A and an open mic session. So we aim to end the show by 9 o'clock, between 9 and 9 p.m. I want to go a little easy on these guys because they are campaigning. So, you know, they're real tired. Like some of them who have joined us in the past few weeks, they didn't even change their clothes after the walk. They walked and they did the campaign activity and they came and they sat down with us with their same clothes without having changed it. So I want to go a little easy on the guys tonight, and maybe we could try and end closer to 9 than 9:30, but let's see how it goes. So without further ado, I'd like to pass you over to Mr. Chris Hussain, who is going to kick off our panel discussion tonight.
But good evening, everyone, and thank you very much, Lisha, for the short welcoming remarks. I'm quite excited to be back. Yes, I did have the flu, but I'm back. It only got me for a few days, well, couple of weeks. So I really hope that no one else contacts this flu around this campaign season. And of course, for local government, it's 13 days away. We have with us Ryan Diaz, who would be going up for the seat. He's the candidate, the UNC candidate for Arima West Omera. So good evening and welcome to Critical Conversations with the Compass, and thanks for joining us. Ryan, somebody told me that you have your navel string buried in Arima. Is that true? Do you really have this family ties? Tell us a little bit about that, about your connection to this particular seat and the district of Arima.
All right. Good night to everyone, and thank you for having me. Okay, so I was born in Arima, and originally from Malabar area, and I've been living in Omera Roadside for about 30 years. My family and I, our business in Arima is we are the flag company. We are the first flag company in the Caribbean. So we have a lot of connections in Arima from a personal level as well as business relationships, also throughout Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. So I'm also well known in the area. I grew up going to church as well. So my family, they are well known in the Seventh-day Adventist community, as well as in the Catholic community, which is on my grandmother's side as well. So it is very interesting to be a part of, this local government election and to be selected as the candidate for the area. A lot of people in my community look forward to supporting me and the UNC as well.
Now, when you say supporting the UNC, there's so many different political parties engaged in this election come August the 14th. Of course, we have the People's National Movement, we have the United National Congress, but we've seen several other smaller political parties. Why would you have been attracted to the United National Congress? Of course, you're the candidate, but what would have pulled you into the banner in which, or the vehicle in which you're using to create change within Arima West Omera?
Right. Well, firstly, ever since we had our first prime minister, our first female prime minister, Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, I supported her all the way, as well as the performance rating that the People's Partnership had, the delivery, the things that they did for the community and the country is, the work on the ground, people still talk about it a lot, and they haven't seen that level of performance since.
When he speak about work on the ground, Lisha and Shanta, I know that you all would have seen some of the videos, and some of our viewers would have seen some of the videos with the intense flooding, especially in San Fernando, and we would have been able to contrast the difference between, I guess, UNSPNM. And I don't want to be a panelist here tonight, but I know for sure, I don't know about you, Ryan, if you were able to see that as well in terms of the PNM representation versus UNC, because you're talking about UNC's successful governing during 2010 to 2015. So yeah.
All right. So working on the ground in my area, the last councillor was under the People's Partnership was flourishing, and people remember the performance and delivery from that period of time. And you're not getting anyone speaking about what the representation they got for the last 9 years. So there's a contrast. That was very amazing to realize and hear people actually say, and so many people to talk about things that were done at that period of time, which was about 10 years ago, versus done in the last 9 years. Many of them not even know the councillor was there for the last 9 years.
So Ryan, once victorious and you are elected as the councillor of Arima West Omera, what do you think are your priorities or projects that you hope to achieve for your district?
Okay, so my area is divided into different types of class areas and things. Walking in certain areas, I realized that people need basic assistance. Some people asking for simple as help with groceries, drainage as well, you know, and the other areas, you know, they're looking at security and things. So some of those areas, I would say youth development is a key focus for me, as well as business activity and increasing that, you know, that economic activity that stimulates that spending that we certainly need.
Because when I think about your area, that Omera area, a huge business community, especially with the Omera industrial estate. So when you want to, if you have to describe your district, how is it made up? Is it mostly parts of the business community, or how much in terms of regular houses and your population, how is it made up?
My area in particular, Rima West Omera, is more on the residential, is made up of more residential.
Right.
Business community, the industrial estate falls more into the Malabar South area, I believe. So it's divided now. So, but even though it falls on Omera Road, it doesn't fall within my electoral district. But I believe that even those businesses will have a part to play in how we treat issues in the community from a corporate social responsibility aspect. So I'm looking to see if I can get some support from that area as well to help develop certain areas in Arima and at least help more people within the community too.
Well, we know a common complaint from our local government representatives is for funds at the corporation boards. So I can see your idea of that partnership with businesses to help you achieve projects in your area, you know, come into realization. And I mean, I must commend you on that. But do you have any other plan or so when it comes to that starvation of funds? How do you look to tackle that within the borough of Arima?
Funding would definitely be an issue in some situations based on the type of projects we're looking at. Basically, we look at getting different community groups together and break down the projects to see if we ourselves can come together as a community and help solve smaller issues. And this in itself will, you know, I guess, motivate the businesses to come on board more if they see we are doing, you know, some of the groundwork to develop things in the area as well.
I have a question. When you speak about developing community, you know, the Arima area has been, as you said, has been held by the People's National Movement for the past 10 years, you could say. And what is community like in Arima? Is there any sense of community, or is there a potential, maybe the people interested, but the persons who hold the space for political power isn't interested, or they are? What is that like in Arima West Omera in terms of community building? Because you speak about building communities, so is there a lack of that?
Arima has been more on the PNM support side for a very long time, but the ground is changing and the evidence is there based on, you know, the communication and the interactions with so many people. People are looking forward to change. There are also, you know, there's the talk that, you know, all politicians more or less, if you only see you walking around at this time of the season when you want to solicit a vote, you know, we get a lot of that. But that is a moment for people to get closer to me and understand who I am as a person and not just representing a party. So there's a balance between, you know, you as a candidate and your personality and how you want to develop your community versus what they are accustomed to and what, you know, their traditional voting patterns as well. So we're seeing a change with that. And, you know, based on the performance of the partnership as well and UNC, we will definitely achieve greater things.
Well, I just want to say good night to John Michael Alibukas, candidate for Maribela. who have joined us.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, join us.
Candidate
Yeah.
from Marbella West who have joined us.
Just 1 second.
Okay. Okay, I think it's taken a little while to get set up, so maybe we could continue with the hi. Focus on Alibocas.
How you're going?
Oh, we're focusing on Alibocas, man. Focus on Alibocas. I like that.
West, I real sorry for being so late, but what's going on is that I now came off a walk in Marbella West there, and you don't know, me, Saddam Hussein, MPS Saddam Hussein, Rafi Ratiram, the whole office, you can see the whole office is full right now with the entire team. We're working towards winning. Winning is number one. That's our focus.
Okay, well, if anyone would like to come on camera and say hi to us and the audience, they can feel free. But thank you for joining us. We did start on time as we normally do. So Ryan has been carrying the conversation so far and doing a rocking good job at it,
Yeah. Well, go ahead, because what's going on is I now walk through into my office here. It's 15 past 8. We've been on the ground since 4 o'clock. Really grinding hard because at the end of the day, I'm all about making history. And right now, once we could break the Rowley chain, that's what it's about. It's about UNC taking over the local San Fernando local government and just taking it to that next level. And it's history. I'm about history right now.
No, John.
Real battleground there in San Fernando.
Yeah, and don't worry.
Battleground. Arima, because we're coming for them in Arima.
Yes.
They
don't call me the Great White Entertainment just so I'm very aggressive and I'm very focused and I am going to go to win. I ain't come to play. There's no plating.
Now, John, you said you all just came off of a walk, right? Of course, this particular seat, it's not the incumbent candidate. Of course, they would have changed candidates, which would have been quite interesting. But of course, the PNM is the incumbent, the political organization, which is the PNM, the incumbent. What is the feedback from the ground? You just came from a walk. What is it like? What is the reception that you have received so far from the residents?
At the end of the day, they try to instill that fear, but me being a son of the soil, me being John Michael Alibukas, me being Macamillion, me being the Great White, all of these different names. My family is very, very well known in San Fernando. I come from a 100-year legacy, over 100 years legacy. I'm also the owner of Charlie's Black Pudding. So my family is rooted in San Fernando. Even though this is Marbella, we are rooted all over Trinidad and Tobago. We supply our pudding, I think, internationally and locally. This is not a normal average person that you just pick up on the road and you put in a position. This is a family of royalty, and there's generation. I am the 4th generation within my business, and I am the boss of the business right now. My grandmom now died, Miss Simoy Atong. My grandfather died. My mom died. My dad died, and I am here to represent my family.
No, John, you speak of family legacy and you speak about similarly with Ryan. Ryan again would have opened and discussed with us how he is well equipped within the area, well tied within the area in terms of family relationships, and so you speak very similarly in San Fernando. Of course, you're a businessman. I understand you're a talent manager. You wear several hats. What would have drew you to be interested in the job of being a counselor, which is of service in local government? And also, so that's one question. And the other one would be, what would have drew you closer or drawn you to utilize the space within the banner of the UNC for that? So let's take the interest in local government first, and then we'll go with the
why. All right, well, that's a simple question for me. There's no doubt. I came from a strong home with a strong mother and a strong father, and my mom died. And on my mom last request was that she had 3 things to me. She said, John Michael, on her. I talking about her last. This was like just half an hour before she died. Her last words were to me that she says, John Michael, see about your big brother because he's not well. She said, see about my mother, which is Simoyatang, which on her last breath, when she died, I was there on her last breath, sending her. And hello?
Yeah, we're still with
Yeah.
us.
And the third promise that I had to make to her was that she said, son, I see you to be in politics. I will be everywhere where you are, standing right next to you. She said that, oh, I'm going to die. I do not want to leave right now, but I have no other choice. The cancer was just eating her. It was real bad. And I just told her, Mom, what do you want? She said, John, I see you to be a politician. And anytime you go into that, I will be there. I will make you a star. So this was a promise to my mom, that she wanted, that she had a vision, that what she saw me to be in the future. And I am just fulfilling that for her.
John, can you tell us how has response been on the ground in Marabella for you?
Yeah. How is the ground?
Yes.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yes, we're hearing
Love-
you.
Yeah, you want to hear what is going on the ground. So basically, a lot of people are happy that I am on the ground. A lot of people are happy that they found a candidate that is real. No, I'm not making promises. Basically, I talk to the people. I tell the people that when we go in, I do not know what is the problems that we're going to face, but I am willing to listen. I am willing to fix any problem that is put in front of me. I'm looking to bring a certain level of equality to the area. From what I see, the place has a lot of inequality. There's no fairness between the different areas, especially Marabella Line. Marabella Line is a serious place, but they welcome me because, as I said, I'm a son of the soil. So I don't see anything being a problem, but there's a lot of drainage problem, infrastructure problems, simple problems. It's just really problems, just listening to the people, and the PNM haven't been listening to the people. They haven't been touching base because they are so accustomed. Everybody says that this is a safe seat. And I believe that no seat should be a safe seat. Anytime that we hear or we find in the market on any constituency that people are saying that this is a safe seat and a safe seat, means that the person that's in power, they are too comfortable. And no seat should be safe in Trinidad and Tobago, no seat. Because when a seat is safe, that means that the people are not going to work for the people. But when you know that the seat is unsure, then everybody will work to keep the seat.
Now,
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'll take the other one.
John, ask Ryan this question, and I would like to get your response on this.
Yeah.
When you are victorious,
Yeah.
evening of August 14th, what is the first thing you look to do within your district?
Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to have a victory party. This victory party that I'm going to do is basically, my victory party is like I want canned foods coming in. I want rice. I want all kind of canned foods, peas, you name it, anything to see about the people that is unprivileged. I want to charge a fee of $50, no higher, whereby I'm going to start a non-profit organization, and whatever money that comes within that, I want to at least state every year to do 30 homes. This is one of my major plans. So I'm not waiting on the government in order to give me the money. I'm going to see how best I could pull the resources, and I'm going to make a community movement. And every year I would love to have one event, and I would love to, for every councillor that is listening, or every alderman, or every senator, or every MP, that there is a way. We don't have to wait on the government. We ourselves are given our power, and we are there to serve. And if we put our focus together, at least even if we help 30 homes for the year, 40 homes, 50 homes, even if we have $500,000, then I know I can fix 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 or 50 homes. And then at the same time, we could build up hampers, and then we could give the people that is unprivileged, we find the homes. And then if we could deal with 100 homes or 70 homes every year, then we start. So by the time our 4-year or 3-year period is finished, we know at least we fix 300 homes, and everybody will remember that we try. Main thing is that we try. Even if we are in power or out of power, the main thing is that a councillor or an alderman or a senator, everybody could do this.
Now, when you speak about trying and the being able to be resourceful on your own. San Fernando would have experienced some intense flooding a few days ago. And of course, we would have seen, well, he's a candidate for Lesser West Laramie, the incumbent councillor, well, for the seat, Rishi Balram Singh, and of course, Senator Lakshmi Dayal. And I understand they would have had several teams that they would have gotten together to bring relief towards Burgesses. Did you experience some of those issues within your area, and how did you rectify some?
Yes, well, at this point, the PNM is in power right now, and every day I am seeing the mayor, I am seeing Faris down in my area, because apparently this is like one of their main seats. So, you know, what I could say is that they have drains there that haven't been cleaned for years. From since Siddiq Bash did the drains, they haven't been cleaned. And this is years. This is 15, 20 years. So the flooding that is going on down there is basically from the main drain, and it needs to be clean. People need to, they just need the help. They need care, they need love, they need compassion. You know, they need a proper leader to lead and see how to try to the people. And that is the problem that is going on right now. And in order to fix this problem, we need to win. We need to win. On August 14th, we have to win. We have to win local government. And then from there, decide to take over the general. And from there, the boss is going to put us in order. She's going to show all the people the love, all the people the support, because that is the woman she is.
I must say, I just love the enthusiasm and the excitement and the drive and the motivation and the energy.
Yeah.
Right? So we're looking forward to a resounding victory on August the 14th for the Rising Sun.
I am not playing. I am not playing. This is not a...
All right.
I did not come into the UNC to just play. This is not a rank. This is not a height. We are here to serve people, and I am here to see about the council and correct a lot of things in the council. There's a lot of things that is going wrong. A lot of single mothers are coming to my home and coming to my business. I am feeding too much people on the floor right now through my business, and it is ridiculous. When people reach the point that it's not about money and they want food, then I realize that Trinidad and Tobago is in a serious place. I have to put in myself into a place of power to take away all of these people that are taking advantage of the situation. So this is a very serious thing for me. I love people. I love human beings on the whole. I love mankind. And this is how my mom brought me up. My mom brought me up with love unconditionally. And she always taught me, and poor people, see about them, John Michael. You're unprivileged, see about them. And this is my chance. So I am very thankful to the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar for giving me that chance, because everybody sees me as Macamillion and sees me as music. But when you have to see beyond that. I am known for managing Nessa Preppy, Orlando Octave, Kerry John, Father Moses, some of the most successful artists that it have to this day. They were nothing, and now they are huge. So I am accustomed dealing with situations from 0 to 100, and 0 again, and 100 again. And if we have to start from council level to correct things in the local government, then this is where it has to be. This is not about a rank. This is not about me being a senator. This is not about me being an MP. This is not about, you understand? This is not about that. This is about the ground is crying and the ground is in pain. The ground needs to be heard and it needs help. And I am correct the council. There's a lot of situations that is going on in the council with women, whereby for 5 days and then it's have situations on the board where the men, coming on to the women, if they do, all these situations are going on. And I will say it live, I'll say it real, and these things need to be corrected because a lot of the ladies come to me and say, John, we need you there, we need the help. Because it's 5 years and some of these people have 5 children. Some of these single mothers have 5 children. I'm going to talk real. I do not know anything else but to be real. And this is the situation. I love my mother, and I cannot see other mothers and other single mothers go through this situation where they feel oppressed. There's situations going on right now in the voting world that I'm going to talk about right now here that I'm totally against, because I'm a voice of the people. And I've been voicing my voice from since 23 years being in entertainment on all radio stations. So this is I am accustomed to this situation. What I would like that I do not, what I would like to tell people that I do not like that is going on right now is the fact that for you to get somebody's loyalty right now on the ground, somebody coming to give you $200 and $300 and $400 and $500 to buy your vote. And this is wrong. I think that they need to put something in place when coming to the government, when coming to buying votes and buying people, because at the end of the day, loyalty is not to be bought. Loyalty comes from the heart. You understand? And I want everybody onto this live and everybody in the world know that when we make a decision to help Trinidad and Tobago, we have to make a decision from our heart and not from the aspect of money and money and money. Because a lot of people are accustomed to this money, money, money. And it's not about money. Because you could take $500 and destroy your family home in the next 5 years again. You could take $1,000. How much money is enough for you to destroy your family home? Is that right? That is not right. So these situations that I'm facing on the floor just because of people with power in powerful places misusing their power, and this has to stop. This has to come back to the genuine. Do you love the person? Does this person really care? Does this and oversee the fact that we have to buy votes? I do not agree with that.
John,
Gentlemen,
go ahead, Shanta. Go ahead.
So I'm campaigning on local government reform. Now, the reform is coming, whether we like it or not, central to which is the property tax. I want your both views on this. What are your views on this property tax?
I do not agree.
Maybe we can solve it right.
I do not agree with it. I do not agree with it because, as I said, there's a lot of inequality, right? And you cannot tell the normal average person that is living in a household that they have to pay tax, and it's not fair to them when coming to the commercial sector not paying tax, and then the money that is distributed from the commercial sector goes straight up to inwards. I do not agree with it. So there must.
I like how you say it goes straight up to inwards. I like how you say that.
Must have a certain. It must be fair on the ground. I believe that when the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessor was in power, she didn't have the need to take away from the people. The government money was enough to see about the entire nation. The country run well. We got hospitals. We were progressing and coming to a new university building down in Debe. The Children's Hospital, and these things were stopped as power was changed. So I'm not seeing where people going through COVID in this hard time. I have a leader that is saying that the rich must get richer in order to feed the poor. That is totally wrong. All I am seeing, I want to change that statement. That statement must go: the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. This is what is going on.
Ryan, if you could come in at this point and give us your views on the property tax and the general local government reform campaign that is being held by the PNM.
All right, okay. Mr. Mark, good night to you, sir. How's everything? Nice, man. Good to see you. Right. I think the timing is poor. I also think that the PNM likes the idea of generating revenue seems to be only be tax oriented. I think they lack activity. This is going to set the country backwards some more. It is also going to widen the gap between what Mr. Alibokos is speaking about. The gap is widening too much. Those who have and those who doesn't have, it is increasing. So now that will have a spiral effect, which is what is happening right now, as we can see, and what the ground is talking about also. So I think the timing is very poor. While in some international countries, they use it for helping development, but I'm not sure if that is what is going to take place, and that is the main reason behind it, even though that's what is being promoted. I think to justify it.
I would say, sorry for intervening, but not only just the reform when it comes to the tax, the tax on the whole. From what I have seen and from here, from my cottage meeting where Saddam Hussein was on the stage, he explained it even more. It is a very serious thing that is going to happen at the end of August. And if this goes through, a lot of people are going to suffer because the tax is not only just for the rich, it's also there for all squatters. It's also there for every single body. And if you do not pay this tax, it is said, but from what he told us in the cottage meeting, is that they are going to come to take your fridge, they are coming to take your stove, they're coming to take anything of worth in order to pay that tax. And if that tax gathers within 3-4 years, they are going to come to take your house. So people have to know how serious this tax thing is right now, and what is going through, and all the glitz and all the glamour and all the voting and all the colors and all the promotion and all the flyers and all these nice things that they want to show us to fool us and not really show us what is really, really happening in the fine prints. People are going to suffer. They are going to suffer. Imagine a person that is done already on the line, that doesn't have a home, that is on the mangrove living, that doesn't even know how to get a bread or a butter or a dollar, and they are going to be taxed. And if they have their last fridge or their last stove, that means that nobody in Trinidad, if you have anything from courts, if you have a higher purchase, whatever, you're done in a situation and they're coming to take your higher purchase things. What is the situation with Trinidad and Tobago? We are going to suffer. We are going to suffer.
Well,
and
people are suffering a lot already, you know, it's just a lot of people are not talking about it.
It now starts, and this is why I am on the floor. I am putting out my name, John Michael Ali Bokas, Macamillion, Great White, whatever it takes. If I have to put myself down on the ground to influence the younger generation to vote because of the importance of it, because of the importance of our future generation and my children that is going to suffer from this, then I have to do it.
Just reading the chat here, I'm seeing a couple, the chat is heating up on social media as well as here on Zoom. Good
Yes.
night. Yes, Ryan Diaz is working extremely hard. Please God, he will win his seat. So Ryan, sorry, you're getting some kudos there. Ryan, I want to just shift the focus on you for a minute, right? Now we know Rima, like a lot of other places, is becoming a hotbed for crime.
Yes.
So tell me something, right? In your view, would you say the crime is higher under the PNM government as opposed to the People's Partnership that was in power between 2015?
Of course. And also to moving with the NTA family, Gary, I think that he was one of the best top cops in Trinidad and Tobago. We need him back. The country is in a crisis. Crime is it's crazy right now. I also think that, you know, we need love. I am totally focused on single mothers. I am totally focused on single mothers. And people might not understand why, but I think that single mothers have a lot to do also with crime. Where I could explain the situation is that from growing up, you know, if I wanted a toy or I wanted a transformer, my mom would have tell me, yo, John Michael, yo, what is transformer? Yo, what is PlayStation? You work towards it. And if you could bring home first in test, John Michael, I will give you that transformer. So it had incentives in the market. You had an incentive as a child. And money is an incentive. And money gives the parent, as a single parent or a single father also too, it gives them the power of control, to control the child in order to make the child happy. If they study their books, then they will get this. They will be rewarded. So what is going on in Trinidad is that, imagine there's a lot of mothers right now for 5 years that have to do 5 days. How are you going to buy your school books? How are you going to give your children the incentive? And when you do not give your children the incentive, and you do not have a job, and you do not have a father in the home, and it is frustration and they are fed up, then what you are going to do, what the situation that is going to happen at this point is that the child is going to go out there looking for a father figure, because that child loves his mother. That child loves his father. This is where certain things happen, like prostitution. This is where, because when the child mind is not strong enough, right? I'm talking really earlier. When the child mind is not strong enough, and there's influence out there, and there's sufferation going on the floor, and there's no money in the home, that child has to be the man of the home. Then now we have all these issues when coming to people that's been community leaders, and the people call them gang leaders and these kind of stuff. These things are, to them, these are the people that are reaching out to them to give them $150
Okay, I think we lost John, but Ryan, so We were talking about the crime in Arima getting very serious, and we want to get some of your viewpoints on the crime in Arima.
In Arima, oh, definitely. Well, back to what you said firstly, the crime there's the data to show that when the PNM is in power, this is
Right.
facts. If you look at also the TPS website, they are also worked on an article on a story when I was in the media for some time.
Right.
The evidence is there to go back straight to 1995. Come to this date right now, you would see that the highest murder rates is when the PNM is in power. And that is not fiction, that is facts, right? So the reason for that, I was asking someone that, do you believe there's a connection? I was actually asking a guy at PNM that just to get some feedback and things to see how they feel about that in particular. Well, of course, they defended it and found some way to spin it off back into the UNC to blame for some reason at all, right? But in Arima, I think that people are crying out for employment. There's nothing happening to the youths. The youths are too idle. They're on the block. As my brother was saying here, they're missing that father figure around, that role model guidance that they so need at these important early stages, in their nurturing stages in their lives too as well. And then, you know, they found, and then the peer pressure too. So there are so many things broken against the communities that could now encourage youths to look in this direction, you know, to find an easier and faster way to get, you know, to basically live that vanity life.
All right, so I also think that when coming to the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, whereby the first thing she used to look out for was women. You know, it have a reason why, and it worked. It worked that when she made women independent, that and a lot of single mothers had jobs, they were able to control the homes and be that figure as a father figure and a mother figure at the same time. So this is one of our major issues that I think that we need to deal with. It is not about the problem, it's about the solution. We need to find the solution from on all levels. And if we could see about the people, create more employment, then we empower people to lead. We empower people not to suffer. We empower people to be in control of their homes, to be a better leader of the homes, to be a better father, to be a better mother. And then with that now, we could control our children and we could control the future generation into not being criminals, into not going out there out of desperation to rob somebody even when they don't want to do it. But they have no other choice because they have no food on the table, because our government is not managing our money properly, managing the unemployment properly, and just leaving it to just go crazy, which is also bothering all sectors, the business sector, the corporate sector, the commercial sector, every sector is being bothered.
Ryan, I saw while driving on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway in that vicinity of O'Meara, the PNM put up a billboard of their Arima candidates. And I found it was so ironic because that traffic light, I think, has the most amount of highway vendors, windscreen washers, you know, those pimentos and whatnot. Not that I'm talking about people's hustle, but I think it's very, very disheartening to know that persons have to be out in that hot, scorching sun, rain, just to earn a living. And here we have the government of the day. Is that their means of employment? But tell us something, your views on what I just said.
I did see the billboard, and there's actually two in the Arima West area as well. Same billboards and thing. The current government actually have nothing to show for what they are doing. Their performance rating is very low, and it shows on the ground. People are really suffering as well. You see the handout system that the government has, where, you know, you give a man a fish today, and then tomorrow he's hungry again, you give him a next fish, and then next week you probably give him another one. They're not teaching people to fish. They're not actually training people to say, you know, let's help you buy a boat so you could be a fisherman and open your own business and encourage others to do the same. That is where I want to come in. This is where my business experience comes in, you know, and trying to help youths spark innovation, spark creative thinking, spark entrepreneurship. Youth, you know, get more sports into the communities, get more training programs as well, so that youth believe they have an opportunity the way they can develop themselves and they can see themselves into the future and taking care of their families. So there's a lack of that right now, and the PNM are playing on what's happening in the communities, and I believe it's intentional suppression and lack of support so that people are easier to control and manipulate.
Well, I would love to show you all something, right? I would love to show you all the dedication of my team, right? Right now I have MP Barry Paradat, I have MP Ravi Ratiram, I have MP Saddam Hussein here. Look at everybody here. Good night, good night. Viliana.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody is here.
Hello, good night. Hardworking team, boy.
Yes. And we are all working towards winning. Winning. You understand? This is not no joke, this is not no play. We are here to win. You see everybody.
We're behind you 2,000. I'm not gonna say 100%. I'm gonna say 2,000%. Now, change could only happen at the polls on August 14th, ladies and gentlemen. It can only happen if you want change. Change can only come at the polls. So we are saying go out there and you know where to put your X. I don't have to tell you. You all know where to put your X. Ryan, I'm seeing a number of comments on the chats about how you've been working very hard on the ground. You want to tell us a little bit about what has been going on with you on the ground and your campaign and so on?
The ground is so exciting, I have to tell you. And you know, sometimes it's a tiring thing to walk as well as plan other things, but after every walk, I'm excited to walk again and to walk some more. Meeting the people has really been a fascinating and memorable experience. You meet so many people, so many different personalities. You know, I really think this is for me, and I have a great love for it. And I'm really excited to do more of it. So I guess I know I'm very well known in the area too as well, from my mother's side, from my father's side as well. Even my grandmother and my grandfather go way back. So many people know somebody in my family or the people that I'm working with too as well. So, you know, I look forward to doing more of that and meeting more people and helping as much people as I can, even outside of Arima. And even if I don't win, which, you know, just saying, I still love this and I still want to help people in my community because, you know, that's what I'm about. Win, lose, or draw, we are here to help everyone.
Yes.
I want to hail out a few people who are with us live on the chat here on the Zoom as well as social media. I am seeing Councillor Ryan Rampersad, who was on our program last week. We had a fabulous show with him. So Ryan, thank you for joining us. I'm seeing Flora Jeffrey, coordinator of Arima, right? Executive member of the Arima constituency as well. Flora, thank you so much for coming on. We have a few of our regular members. I'm seeing Dolores, Gary was with us a little while ago. Barbara, who is with us every week. Barbara told me today, as soon as she joined, I had to come to this program because I love the panelists that you have on today. And I'm sure we could see why. We have Richard here, Calvin, we have Dr. Augustus, who are all with us every week. So welcome, everyone. Time is really, really, really flying, I must say. It is now 8:47. So I am going to ask if anyone has any questions, please put it on the chat. Or if you would like to make a contribution, raise your hand because we're moving into Q&A and open mic now. Shanta?
I have one question for both gentlemen. So what message do you have for that first-time voter, that 18-year-old young voter? What would you tell that person to get them to vote for the United National Congress? Ryan?
Well, every vote makes a difference. On August 14th, you do not want to realize that you lost by one vote. So I encourage everyone, even the youths, that they, as a lot of them don't believe that they could make any difference at all. They don't believe their voice is heard. You know, they don't see a space. You know, even at a younger age, I myself did not vote in local election. And now as I look back, I realize it is very important and also to educate the younger ones as to how and why coming out and vote is so important to you to do your civic duty for yourself, for your community, for your family, for your country, and for your future. So come out and vote and, you know, make that difference.
to the, yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. So to the youths out there, voting is very important. The future generation that is coming, we need to put things in place. We need to vote so that we could make sure that we have a brighter future for the next generation. If you're happy with the situations that is happening right now in Trinidad and Tobago, and you really you find that you need to make that change. We need to make that change. We need to try to see how best we could have a progressive society. The youths of tomorrow have the power right here in the fingers. And it is up to us to put in that extra vote. It is up to us to make the change that we need right now when coming to a high rate of crime, when coming to to single mothers, when coming to what is going on with the flooding, when coming to proper leadership, So it is very important to all youths to make sure and go out there and vote. Vote for change right now, vote for the UNC, vote for proper governance, vote for proper leadership,
There is a question on the chat here that I would like to take, right, from Sachin. What will you say to those who feel alienated? All right, Ryan, maybe you want to give that a stab?
Alienated. All right. In regards to what you're referring to exactly, tell me.
Well, that was the entire question.
Well,
what do you say to those who feel alienated? So I guess you could interpret the question in your way.
All right. In terms of the youth and don't feel that they have a part to play in society, or in terms of their vote matters, I would suspect that's what it means. So that I would encourage them, because they need to, most of the times it's about how they see themselves and where they see the direction their life is going to go. And without that support, we have to create programs, create opportunities for people so that they feel connected and they can see that they can work together with the UNC and the plans that we have for everyone. I myself have some plans to, in terms of developing businesses and sports in the community, as well as in Arima, because the Savannah, the Velodrome, the play parks fall under my area as well. So, and up to yesterday, I was invited to a football match of some under 7, under 9, under 12 team, and the coach and the team itself, they were speaking about they have no funding. They have to continuously ask people for support for here and there. And coach even mentioned he had to go and cut the grass himself the day before. So it's like people like that who may feel alienated that their vote may not matter because nothing is happening. And they've asked many times, even the current MPs, and businesses and people in the area don't see them for some reason. It's a bit of a struggle for them. So I will now try to work together with them for everyone to feel connected, and I will do my part as well.
I think that was such a fabulous answer, Ryan.
I think that the people just feel very oppressed. This government is oppressing people. It's not motivating the youths. It's not motivating anyone. A lot of mothers are killing themselves. They're hanging themselves. I think we're not noticing these situations, and it's because their ego is being interfered with. They do not feel strong in the homes, financially, and physically, spiritually, on all aspects. I think that at this point, we just need change. We really need good governance, a good leader with that level of love, compassion to bring that out. To bring the love out, to bring the fact that they want to push forward, they want to go. It have set goals towards reaching to the highest of heights. Right now, everything is just being oppressed. Your salary is being oppressed. Your down to your choice. You don't have freedom of choice. You know, if you're working with the government right now, you know, because you're working with the government and you have a salary, you cannot stand next to you, and so you cannot put on a jersey, a yellow jersey, because you're going to be fired. These are the type of situations that is going on out there, and it's just pulling down our whole economy. Is pulling down the people. Is pulling down everything. So, you know, what I could say is change. You know, we just need to put in that finger, vote, and vote for change. And once we bring in that change, I know Kamala Prasad-Bissessar would want everybody to progress. She will try to bring back our economy. And then, you know, she all the subs when it comes to gas, when it comes to food prices, you know, everything. So these are these things that I think that are also having people feeling alienated, you know.
Okay, guys, it is now 8:55. I'm telling you, time really flies. So I'm thinking maybe we could have one last question, then take closing remarks, because I know how hectic things are for you guys at the moment. So we don't want to keep you here longer than necessary. The one question I feel we need to close off with: why do you think you are the best candidate for your district? So Ryan, we'll start with you. Why do you think you are the best candidate for your district?
Well, I'm definitely a very hard worker, and I feel people's pain too as well. You know, walking on the ground reminded me, you know, I could reconnect it back with how, you know, the pain that people feel and the struggles that some people go through on the ground. From what I'm seeing, I believe that I am the one who can help a lot of people, because I am performance driven. I like to see things progress. One of my things that I operate under is a dream, design, develop, which is my words, my business words. So we all have dreams. Not everyone is able to design those dreams, and not everyone will be able to make those things develop into reality. So through those stages, I want to take my community and make Arima and my country a better place. And of course, the UNC will always be the one party that will carry Trinidad forward in the right direction in as soon as possible.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Over to you. Tell us, why do you think you are going to be the best candidate for your district?
I think I'm a child of God, and I think I'm a child of love. I think that, you know, my community, Marbella West, needs love, it needs compassion, it needs care. It just needs a good leader, you know, and this is why I'm here. I am here to hear the people. I'm here to hear the, you know, the cries of the people. And because I am passionate when coming to serving, and because I come from a home of serving 9 to 9 every day, in Charlie's Black Pudding, over 100 years of serving people and making sure and feeding the poor and being there and seeing the unprivileged and helping the unprivileged from all generations that I have seen this. You know, I just here to help. I just here to serve. I just here to serve the people. And that's the main thing. That's what it's about, being compassionate about what you're doing and really trying to find and hear the people cries and touch their hearts and listen to them. And if every home we could touch a heart, then that means that we are making a difference.
Guys, this has been really a very powerful program. I have to say I enjoyed it. When I started off, Barbara came on the program and said she couldn't miss it, you know, because she loved the candidates we were having on this program. I could certainly see why, right? No, I see our PRO, Chris, has joined us. I guess, Chris, you had some technical difficulties. So welcome back, but you know, we are about to close off, right? I want to give the guys an opportunity to just give any final closing remarks. But before you do, let me just say that, well, as I said before, I thought this program was absolutely fabulous. You know, elections to me is about appealing to the hearts and minds of the electorate. And you've done that, both of you. I mean, there was such passion, such enthusiasm. You know, I loved your new ideas for improving the community. So it was certainly a pleasure having the both of you all on. You know, I just can't wait until August the 14th when you both win the seats so we could bring you back, but as counselors, you know, so you'll be back with us, but in a different capacity.
Thank you.
Any closing remarks from you?
Well, I just want to touch on that changes here, you know, changes here. let's make sure August the 14th, put our ex by the UNC, you know, put our ex by John Michael Ali Bukas when come to Marabella West, and we will bring the change.
Focus on Ali Bokas.
Ali
Ryan, any final closing remarks?
Yes, what I would like to say is very important that everyone comes out on August the 14th and vote for the UNC. We have the support, but coming out makes that difference. Don't make no excuses on that day. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors. Every vote counts. On August the 14th, come out and vote for the rising sun. Vote for performance, vote for security. Secure your family, secure your future, secure your country. Vote the UNC. Thank you.
All right.
Santa, you guys feel free to close off.
Well, I want to thank, I'll close off on behalf of Shanza as well. So I want to thank both panelists for joining us here. I believe this would have been the 28th episode. Of course, this would have been another installment of our local government edition. Now, what stood out to me, and it's very interesting, and I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand that leadership is something that is something very beautiful. Let's look at it that way. And it also takes a lot of gut, and it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of bravery to put yourself forward, because these guys are not just and I say this for any candidate going up in any election, that, you know, it's a vulnerable position that you're placing yourself in. Of course, your families, of course, your friends, of course, you know, Maka spoke about, well, John, you know, I have to call him Maka because that's how we know you. But John spoke about even your job, and we would have seen that, I believe, with Lyndon as well. So those things, it plays a part. Unfortunately, the way our politics is in Trinidad and Tobago. And as a young person looking on, I really do hope that that is something that we can change. We need to change the way we not just our mentality, but the discussions we engage in, the way we look at UNC and PNM and people. Again, young, bright, well established, but not just established, but persons involved in community building within the area of Ariman and San Fernando. So I'm very pleased and I'm excited to see what you all do come August the 15th, right? I'm very excited to see what you all do. And I say August the 15th because I from what we're hearing, it sounds like there's going to be a celebration, right? But of course, I really do want, and my closing message is that we need to be very careful in how we treat with persons that are putting themselves forward for service of the people. And so that is something I just want us to be aware of, you know, for these last 13 days, because the campaign will heat up. So thank you all for joining us.
And everybody, yellow is the code.
Yellow is the code. Okay, good night, everyone. We'll see you again next week, Tuesday, for another episode of Critical Conversations.
Thanks for having me.
Stay safe.
Have a good night.
Good night.